Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and today we've got 3 new announcements for the upcoming Far From Home update. It's a lot to get through, so let's just dive right in. Right here, we see the first piece of information, which is the official key art. Now, we have one conspicuous villain missing from this key art. As you will see, it's kind of a theme throughout the rest of the information I have for you. We still have no idea what Electro looks like, his typing, or anything like that. But we do see Hydro Man on the left and Molten Man on the right looking beautiful. We see Spider-Man looking amazing, super high-res, high-detailed, and textured. And then we see, of course, Fishbowl looking very much like Mysterio, looking really, really nice, and you can't even see any head inside of the bowl, which hopefully translates to the game. So this is a really, really nice key art. I'm sure a lot of big-time Spidey fans will like this key art, and I generally like it as well. It's not crowded. A lot of the other key arts are like super crowded. This one I feel is very realistic and just really focuses on what you want to see, which is the characters. The next big one is the live stream. There's going to be a Facebook/YouTube Marvel Future Fight promotion live stream, similar to the one they did for Endgame that I was there for in LA, similar to the one they did for Captain Marvel, similar to the one that they've done for other past updates. And it's going to be streamed and broadcast simultaneously on Facebook and on YouTube. So whether you want to watch it on YouTube or whether you want to watch it on Facebook, or if you're smart, you're going to want to watch it on twitch.tv/Cynicalex with me and the rest of the gang. We're going to have thousands of people there. We're going to be laughing it up. We're going to be dissecting everything that's said. We're going to be trying to solve some of the riddles that they throw at us and just react as, as well as possible, as entertainingly as possible to whatever they say and or do. And hopefully there's some food there. We might see Alfonso, but I'm not banking on it. We'll probably see the new community manager, Kyler, who I met when I was back in LA in April. And then we'll get to see some of the new stuff. Hopefully we'll get to see Electro and stuff like that. As far as when the update live stream is, it's going to be half an hour earlier than usual. So usually it starts at 6 p.m. Pacific. It's actually going to start half an hour earlier at 5:30 p.m. Pacific. So this translates for Toronto people or people in Brazil and in Sao Paulo. This translates to 8:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern time. For you New Yorkers, you sort of East Coast people. For you guys in the rest of the world, just gonna have to do the math and figure out when. But the easiest way to remember it is to just jump on my live stream, twitch.tv/Cynicalex. As long as you're there for in the first half an hour, the first hour and a half, excuse me, you will not miss it. If you're more than an hour and a half late for the live stream, I cannot guarantee that we will not have already enjoyed this live stream. And I'm personally very excited because this is the first live stream that I get to watch that I wasn't a part of, so it's been a while for me to actually sit back and see from this perspective once again, watching them on the couch and seeing how they pull things out and do things, and what kind of surprises they have in store for us. The third thing, and by far the most important thing, is a new teaser. We get a 1-minute video of the skill effects and the in-game animations for the characters. We get some clues about their typing, and we also get to see a pretty good confirmation that both of the elementals are going to be playable characters. So we're gonna watch this now together. I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a reaction, and then we're gonna go back and freeze frame and talk about what's going on and what I'm seeing. So let's check this out first. See Hydro Man, very cool. Checking it out, we get to see Zawarudo. Or Zawarudo. There we go, Mysterio. We get to see Hydro Man looking hilarious. Looking like a pharaoh. We see Spidey, that beautiful thwip sound. We get to see Molten Man here. He looks super cool. I think Molten Man is the character that I'm most hype about after seeing him in this trailer. We see this familiar skill that we saw from the last preview, Spidey spinning around. We get to see Molten Man, and we'll get into a bit of a discussion about this. We get to see Hydro, and then that's it. So, man, a lot, but then again, not a lot in this trailer. a lot, but then not a lot. So let's go back now and let's dive in, sort of frame by frame. So this part is just a cinematic, but the good thing about this that we get to see right at the beginning, and this might prove that we are not getting a legendary battle, because this looks very similar to what I was talking about in terms of Spider-Man and Mysterio chasing each other. So this may just be that may have just been part of this, like an unused portion of this cinematic here, because this is the exact same swoop that we saw Mysterio do, except instead of doing this, they cut it so that we just saw Spider-Man swinging through. They actually edited it backwards. So what they did was, I don't know why I did that, but what they basically did was they cut Spider-Man swinging, and then they cut Mysterio in behind him. But the first cool thing that we see from this sort of, it's kind of like a sneak peek at their abilities. We see Mysterio, and he's applying a 6-second ability. I can't really tell what that is, but he's also applying a silence here with his the world Zawarudo, and it looks amazing. His head, his fishbowl turns into the world. Then he materializes. And then he creates another larger sphere, which is so cool. And I'm assuming this is all an iframe or invincibility or something like that. And then he smashes it on their heads. Then we get to see that Hydro Man is going to be a blast type. So we're getting another blast, which I'm kind of surprised about, but okay, it does make sense. He's got a very cool skill that looks reminiscent of Sandman's 5th skill, where he creates a giant water version of himself. And then we get a brand new skill that's never been animated before. He has immunity for this skill, as you can see, and he's hitting them. He doesn't seem to be applying any sort of debuff to them, but it seems to be a skill with a lot of like AoE, and possibly a skill, because you can't see it because of my camera, but the V-pad is being pushed down. So I can actually show you if I hide my camera. If you look right over here, you can see that the V-pad is pushed down at the last moment. So that to me indicates that the skill is a V-pad skill. And what a V-pad skill is, it's basically those skills where you can move it around as the character goes, and you can control their location and kind of their path that they take. So it's a really cool skill. I can't wait to see what else Hydro Man gets. We get to see more of Spider-Man and Mysterio. And then he gets attacked by Molten Man. Molten Man looks amazing in the cinematics, and he also looks amazing in the game. So we're going to see right quick here, as soon as we get through, that Molten Man... Oh, man, sorry. First we have Spider-Man. Spider-Man comes in and swings. He appears to apply an all-speed, or... It's either an all-speed or a movement speed debuff to the enemies for about 5 seconds, which is pretty cool. It's right there. But he doesn't seem to be applying anything else, like... fracture or any sort of debuff, all defense down, something like that. But that's a cool skill there. We get to see that Molten Man is going to be a combat type, so we get at least one blast and at least one combat type. We see that he's applying a very, very long 5-second snare to the enemies, in addition to continuous burn damage, which is cool because he's creating like this huge lava pit. And then the really cool part is, as he jumps out, you can see that there's an eye here. That eye is for the fear effect. So he also applies a fear like Winter Soldier with presumably a very large AoE, and that's a really, really cool skill. I know he's made of fire and he's super hot, but you can see there's so much detail in the character model. You can see pieces of metal and things. This looks like a lamp sticking out of him, steel beam, rebar. Very, very cool animation. And even when he pops his head out at the very beginning, it looks really, really cool. Sorry, not that part. This part where he just pops his head out. Oh no, he doesn't pop his head out. He goes in. That just looks really, really cool. He kind of just melts into the ground, and then he comes back up. And then we see his end phase. Someone pointed out that, or kind of like end of stage effect. So obviously this means he would be a playable character. He looks a lot like Clayface from DC Comics. If you guys watch that, he definitely has a very similar face. He's got one humongous hand with like 2, 4, 7 fingers, and then he's got 2 arms on the other side, which is so cool. This version of the character, this sort of imagination or imaginative reinterpretation is so much cooler than what we've seen in the comics from Molten Man. I really, really dig it. We get to see a really brief cut of Hydro Man. No face, unfortunately, but you know what, it is what it is. And then we get to see Mysterio, Spider-Man, and Mysterio, Spider-Man, and Molten Man. You can see those steel beams sticking out of him again. Again, indicating that they're all playable characters. So one new combat, one new blast, but still no signs of Mysterio. It blows my mind. Or sorry, Electro. We don't even get to see Electro here. He's literally nowhere to be found, and I don't know if they're hiding him for any... I don't know if they're hiding him for a specific reason, or if they're just trying to hype up the update, if there's going to be more characters added, perhaps we're going to get Electro and Shocker, or if there's some sort of clue, or maybe they're going to go with the female Shocker, or the female Electro. I really don't know, but from what I've seen so far, I mean, Mysterio looks amazing, and Mysterio already had really, really cool skill abilities. So, and then skill effects. So the fact that they're giving him something even cooler really means that they tried, you know, to one up themselves for Mysterio specifically. Molten Man and Hydro Man, I don't know what to expect. I personally predict that Hydro Man might be a little bit boring as far as his skills go. He might just feel like you're playing as a combination of Inferno and Crystal. But Molten Man, on the other hand, does look so cool. And even if he has kind of cookie-cutter skills, which I don't think he's going to have, because I've never seen a skill where you melt into the ground and then you literally jump back out. This skill looks so cool. It kind of reminds me of Carnage's skill, where he kind of drops into that gloopy thing, the third skill, and he hits you, and then he pops back out. It also reminds of the beginning and end. It reminds me of the beginning of and the end of Carnage's fifth skill, where he turns into like that Carnage head, and he kind of goes underneath the ground, and then he comes back up, and then he goes down. And same thing with Anti-Venom and the way that he sort of, you know, blobs up and then reforms as his body. Molten Man has the same sort of, gives me the same sort of feelings, and I love playing as those characters. The only reason why I don't play as those characters, obviously, is because they suck. But hopefully we will get a strong combat villain out of this. We're going to get also a blast villain. So although he doesn't have a uniform, there is a slight possibility, however slight, there is a slight possibility that Hydro Man will be able to compete with other blast villains for particular days of ABX, so that is something to keep in mind. And then, of course, Mysterio as well may be able to compete with Magneto, depending on how much more powerful he gets, depending on whether he gets, you know, a really awesome upgrade at Tier 2, Gear 25, because he's obviously going to be getting level 70 at least, or if they're hiding another Tier 3, and then he'll definitely be in the running against Magneto. But with that being said, and with Electro nowhere to be found, let me know what you guys think of this Far From Home sneak peek. Let me know what you think of the Facebook live stream. Definitely do not miss that. If you want to be notified as soon as I go live on Twitch, join the Discord. You can also link your Twitch to your Discord for additional perks and benefits. But even if you don't, you can always chat about Marvel Future Fight. It's a new addition to the Discord, so check that out, guys. I hope to see you later today for the second video, and I hope to see you a little bit later than that for the Twitch live stream and then the Facebook live stream reaction. I'll upload it later as well on here. Hit me up, guys, in the comments. Let me know what you think. Subscribe if you enjoy the content and you want to support me. And of course, if you like what you see, I hope to see you later again today. I've literally repeated myself now. Take care.